Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Welcome to our crafty shenanigans tonight. I'm Shannon Smith. I am the Inspiration Team Director for Brutus Monroe, and we get together every Friday to do something fun. So I hope that you, if this is your first time, that you'll do something, and I'm thankful for all of you who are our faithful viewers. Hello, Anne Marie. Hello, Robin. How are you guys doing? Hope you had a good week. Hello, Kate. Hello, Penny. We are going to have some wild fun tonight with some of our safari items. Hello, Nikki. How are you? All right. So tonight I thought I've been itching to play with the jungle camouflage stencil. So I thought we would play with that. Well, hello, Michelle. How are you doing? So what we're going to do is we'll start with that because that's the messiest thing that we're going to do and probably the most time consuming. Kate, we're glad you're here. I'm glad you're good. You're back in Texas. Well, you're right in my neck of the woods. Big neck of the woods, though. It is a big neck of the woods. That is true. Okay. We're going to start out with our jungle camouflage stencil. Sorry, I'm jumping right back in. I like right into everything. I'm just excited to get playing. So before I do that, I should probably address a couple of things like create your own ending. That is the registration for that I know is ending for sure next week. If there's any spots left next week, I definitely, if you are on the fence, I wholeheartedly say go for it. Definitely you want to be a part of it. You will not be sorry. I have seen the things that are going to be the projects that are going to be made and the products that are going to be included, and I am telling you what, I am stoked out of my mind. So, and if you happen to go to Pittsburgh for the live event, well, I mean, either way it's the same event, but if you go there in person, I will be there. So hello, Donna. How are you? Hello, Valencia. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. So, like I said, we're going to use the jungle canopy stencil, and we're going to use, last week I used the safari stripes. So this week it seemed appropriate to use the safari spots. Hello, Jenny. Welcome. So we're going to use both of those. And we're also going to use, this is a really cool set. I really like this stamp set. This is called Wild Lines. And let me see if I can focus it well enough that you can see. It's called One Line Art because when the artist drew it, they just didn't, I think they just didn't lift up the pencil or something. That's my assumption. Sorry, I can't get it quite clear. There we go. Anyway, you'll see. Oh, I'm glad that you got the stencils. Well, good. I'm glad. I hope that maybe this will spark something creative that you want to do with yours. Okay, so I'm going to start off. If you have the stencil set, it may be helpful to you to look at it this way. I asked Darren to help me. So I took the one that had the most spaces, this one. And I actually just drew a little, well, Darren, he's so nice. He did it for me. He just made a little A on that for me. And then this is B. And it has, it's got a lot of spaces and they're smaller sections. So that one is the one that I consider B. And then C has this great big opening. So that is how I'm doing mine. In 2020 December Inspo box, we got those fancy snowflake stamps that have scenes in the middle. I think I'm going to use them again for Christmas cards this year and use my Tim Holtz snowflakes dies that you just got. Oh, very cool. Well, hello, Sue. For those of you who don't know, Sue is my sister, and she's my favorite crafting buddy. We had so many fun times where we say we do any of these fit in the, let me see. Let me see if I can find my Etch-a-Sketch. That's a great idea. What a creative idea. Let me see if I can find that. You know what? I will look for that in just a bit. Remind me though, okay? I love that idea. That is a fabulous idea. Okay. And that was Robin that asked me that. Okay. Darren, help me remember that, okay? All right. I am just about out of pixie spray, so bear with me. I like to have a little bit of adhesive on the back of my stencils to make them stay put, but we'll improvise. If I have 3 cans of it sitting here and all 3 of them are empty. Do you ever do that? So I will, actually, I think I'm going to go from the bottom, and I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to use my stick and stamp mat. I have a brand new one that I will use. Oh, Nikki, you need to look on the site. There's an Etch-a-Sketch die set that's really, really cute. And that would work great with that artwork for the Etch-a-Sketch. I think that was such a clever idea that Robin had. Okay, so I'm getting that first stencil and I'm putting that on there. And I'm going to use a little bit of Distress ink. I'm going to use, this is brushed corduroy. I was trying to catch up on the chat, see if I missed anything. Oh, Nikki, yeah, it's a die set. That's what product I'm talking about. And then also there's a stamp set that matches. Both really cute. It's called Sketch. Is it Sketch? Yeah, it's just called Sketch. Okay, so brushed corduroy, and I'm just going to do a quick layer of ink using that. And it is important to kind of choose which side you want to start your stencils on. Kind of play with them and see where you like your camouflage, but this is what lined up really well. Nice thing about the camouflage stencils is that they're not so precise that you have to freak out too much if you make a mistake, because it's camouflage, right? It camouflages any mistakes. Okay, anything that does that is my favorite. So done with that for now. So now I'm just going to take my little safari spots and I'm going to put that right over the top. So I didn't take my other stencil off. I left that on. In fact, the one thing I might do though is I'm just going to quickly wipe off, just with a dry cloth, just a little bit of that ink off the stencil, because I don't want to inhibit the dark of the black. Okay, so this works best if you have your pixie spray working. If your pixie spray is not used up, it's helpful. Okay, so I'm just taking the tip of that and kind of, I'm using some purple tape. Thanks, Darren. Darren keeps me straight when I get off camera. Okay. So I think we've got it in place, and it's okay. Oh, maybe. Let's just move it down. It doesn't matter if it's not lined up exactly like the other one is, because this is just a pattern, right? So I'll just do that. That'll keep it in there a little better. Okay, so now I'm taking some of the black soot distress ink. Kelly, we love you to come whenever you can. We're glad you're here.
I think Nikki's asking which inspiration box sketch she was in.
Oh, you know what? It was not in an inspiration box. It was in a the sketch dies were in the retro rewind box. That was in, I believe, March. But I think there might be like 2 left of that. 2 of the box, I mean. I'm sure the dies are probably available separately, but honestly, you're going to want the stamp set. It's really cool. And the whole box was amazing. I loved that box. The dies are out of stock right now. I have a feeling those will come back. So keep an eye on those and hit notify me. It's saying that the dies are out of stock, but is it saying that the boxes are out of stock? The dies singly might be out of stock right now, but you probably can still get the box. There are, okay, so there are boxes available. $55? 65? 65 for the Retro Rewind box. Do you want to throw a link up, Darren, or is no? Yeah? Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to take this. And again, like I said, then, you know, with the camouflage, sorry, I couldn't get the right word to come out. The camouflage die is really forgiving. And the same goes for the spots. So I'm just kind of catching the areas at the top that don't have any ink in them. So you can see the brown through. Okay, so now our layer of camouflage is not just solid. We've got one that's got a fun print to it. Let me pull up our first camouflage layer. What was that, Darren? The Safari, there is a Safari inspiration box this month, but I don't think any of the products that I'm using so far, I'm going to use the conversation clippings, but these are all add-ons. There's so many fun things with this. We had so much fun playing with all of the Safari stuff that we went crazy and added a bunch of things. There are a bunch of add-ons available. And so this stencil, this layering stencil, and the Wild Lines stamp set are both add-ons. Okay, so now take stain, and we're going to just quickly go over these. Oh, and you can kind of see where to line up stencil. It's really it's pretty intuitive. And you could do this with the giraffe. You could do this with the zebra stripes. You could do all of them. You could do different patterns with each layer of stencil. But we're going to stick to just the Safari spots for this card. Okay, so now we'll take this layer off. Maybe, there we go. Got my tape on there. And now this is the messiest thing we're going to do tonight, but it is done. So this is going to be in the inspiration kit, Nikki. One thing that you do get in this kit is a new product that you can, I don't know if it's available yet by itself, but it might be. But I know it's in the inspiration box, and that is the Black Pearl Chroma Glaze. And so we're going to use some of that on our last layer. Let's see, let's put it kind of over there. All right. So this is what that looks like. You can tell I've used it a few times already. Okay. Davey is bringing me his favorite toy. Oh, that's so cute. Give Davey some loves for me. Davey is Donna's dog, and he watches our show. Let's see. Oh, I'm so glad, Penny. Yeah, there was a holdup with customs. It was kind of a nightmare, but yeah, I'm so glad all of the inspiration kits are getting out and getting where they need to go. So frustrating when you deal with all of that kind of stuff. The stuff that is beyond our control, you know? Mackie, you are so sweet. Welcome. I didn't see you sneak in here. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so now we're going to take our black pearl and do that last layer. And you don't need a ton. It's just tricky to get it just exactly, like, I don't like a lot of lines in mine. Some people, that's the look they like, but for me, I kind of like it to go on fairly evenly. I don't want any paper or anything to show through. I'm going to take these off and I'm going to throw all of the messy stuff in my sink really quick. But let's peel that off. And I will show you, oh, actually, there's one more messy thing I want to do. So one thing I like to do, sometimes if I don't have a really tight seal, like I told you that I'm out of pixie spray tonight, sometimes it'll kind of smush in where I don't want it. And that's okay. You can either do it again if you're bothered by that. But honestly, because it's camouflage, it's kind of just the nature of camouflage is messy a little bit. So hang on one sec. I'm just going to set these in the sink and I'll come back and show you. I'll show you what I do to kind of camouflage my camouflage mistake. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some water. You can see I just kind of scraped off my little scraper tool, my little, I think it's called a stencil buddy or something like that. But I'm going to just grab this and I'm going to grab a paintbrush and just water it down. What was that?
Jen says hi.
Hi, Jen. Long time no see. I'm so glad you're on. Welcome. Jen was a member of our inspiration team. So it's kind of fun to have a little alumni night, right? Okay. So now I'm just going to take all of that. And, you know, you may want a little bit more water than I put on there, but I want it pretty opaque. So I'm not too worried. And I'm just going to flick that onto my card panel. And I think it dries a little faster if I don't add too much. I'm just trying not to get it on every single thing on my table, but I think that will be good enough. And we're going to have some stuff in the middle of our card anyway, so I'm not really too concerned. If I can get a little bit over here where I've got that line, that makes me happy. Okay, so now all of the messy stuff is kind of out of our way. And honestly, this would probably take about, oh, I don't know, maybe an hour to dry. But I would not leave it on your mat to dry. Also, you can see this is my brand new stick and stamp mat. So I want to kind of peel the mat away from my card rather than try to peel the card off the mat.
Doesn't look brand new anymore.
It does not look brand new now, but it'll clean up easy enough. It'll still do the trick. Okay, so now I'll just let that dry. But in the meantime, I did already make one so that we could move on. So let me just clean up my mess a little bit.
Beverly says hi.
Hi, Beverly. How are you doing tonight?
Jen said she misses us so much.
Oh, Jen, you're so sweet. Yeah, we miss you too.
And Kate said the only cooking attempt she did speckle their walls.
Yeah, you know, I usually, when I do speckling, Kate, I use what I call my ugly bucket. And it's just like a dish pan that I bought at, I'll show it to you. You didn't hear that. I didn't just dump everything that was in it out. But you can see it's well loved, well used, cheap, and I don't have to just keep using it over and I mean, I don't have to throw it away. I just keep using it over and over again. So it works out good. All right. Bless you. Okay. I think we almost have it. Do you know that brought back a memory? You're saying that, Kate, because I remember doing that when I was babysitting when I was a teenager. And they came home and they're like, what happened? And I was like, oh my goodness, because I didn't even realize I had done it on the walls with the kids. I cleaned it up. But yeah. I hadn't thought about that for a long time. The worst part of that was that they were in the process of trying to sell their house. So yeah, I definitely made sure I got it all off the wall. And thankfully it wasn't like permanent type of product. Okay, I think we're good. We're ready to move on. Thanks for your patience. So now let me show you what I've got once it's dry. And I'm excited to show you because that black pearl, it is really pretty when it dries. It's got that pretty shine to it. Got our panel ready to go. And we're going to add some fun things to it. Yep, you have a splat box. That's probably a nicer way to say it than ugly box, but I say it with I say ugly box with affection, I promise. Okay. So I've pulled a couple of things. Let me show you a couple of things I've grabbed. I've got this piece of like metallic gold foil paper. And I actually cut a piece of black cardstock just because I wanted a little bit of contrast because that craft paper is so close to the gold in shade wise. I just wanted to make sure we had a little bit of contrast. So then I just made a frame using the circle dies. And then these, so if you'll remember last month's stamp of or die of the month is Stay Rooted. And I grabbed this like I think every live almost lately. So definitely if you don't have something like this in your dies arsenal, you're going to want something like this because they are very useful. And then I grabbed some gilded embossing powder. Now you can see it better. If I can get it to focus. I'm sorry it's not more focused than that, but you can see, there we go. You can see the pattern that die set makes. Hi, Donna R. Oh, sorry, Darren. Oh, it's a Tim Holtz product. Well, I'm out of the loop to not know that. What in the world? Donna R and Donna C. All the Donnas are here. We've got the Donna trifecta again. We love that. Okay, so I cut one of the grass pieces. I grabbed the long one and the shorter one because I like to have one kind of in the back. And then I like to have one in the front just to give it a little bit more. We'll do something kind of like that, maybe. I don't think we need that guy. Okay, I know where we're going with this now. So let's go ahead and attach our mat to our base. Like animal crackers, it kind of does look like animal crackers. I remember the animal crackers, and I remember having the little string. Do they still put the string on the top? Because I remember thinking it was my cute little animal cracker purse when I was little. That was half the fun for me. All right, let me grab a little tool that makes this easier. Well, hello, Gina. Welcome. Happy Friday to you. All right. So we're just going to attempt to center this on our panel. I don't feel like I cut that right. Hang on one sec, guys. One sec. I feel like it's off a little bit. So the gold piece is 5, I believe. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I didn't cut it right. And the black one, I just took it down 1/8 of an inch on both measurements. That looks much better. Gosh, I have a hard enough time trying to center things without cutting things wrong. And is this cut correctly? Yes, good. Okay, so this one is 3 3/4 by 5. That's my favorite, like, main panel size, because it gives me enough space to have a mat. I'm all about the layers, if you haven't noticed. Whew. Cut right through the stuff. Well, Jen, thank you so much. It was fun to see you. Yes, definitely watch for the next one. It's typically it happens around November. We would love that. Okay, let's see. Let's put this in there. Okay. So now I'm just going to add some glue to my little circle. Maybe. What is it with me and glue, guys? I just can't seem to get my glue under control. And honestly, I took the lid off of this one for my live last time, and I haven't been able to find my lid since. But it still works. This one's my winner so far. Okay, so let's get that on our card. And we'll put that about, well, let's just center it. Or kind of center it. It's up a little bit higher than the center, and that's okay. All right. Oh, thanks, Jen. You're so sweet. Got a sneak peek at the set that Gina designed for Create Your Own Ending. I know, isn't that so fun? She did a great job. All right. Seriously, you guys, you won't be able to believe everything. There's so many fun things. You will not be disappointed. I think we're going to try to put this about right here. Okay, so we'll stick that across about right there. And I like the grass to kind of go off the sides a little bit. And we still have to put it on a card base, so it will be all on the card just fine. Okay, so now let's pop up our animals a little bit. Let me find my foam squares. Okay, so I think we'll try, let's try that guy right there. Hopefully that's going to be good because he's on there now. And then we'll put on our zebra. And these do have coordinating dies, which make it way easier. But I do not have those yet. I will have those soon. But so it may cut them slightly different than how I've got them. Now, before I put the cheetah, I want to add our little leaves. So let's use our stem to kind of follow the line of the circle. Actually, let's do this. And these are from the Jungle Leaves die set. I'm telling you what, let me just show it to you. This is such a handy little die set. I love it. And it works great with the frogs. It works great with the safari animals. It's a great little set to have in your stash. So we've got that kind of following that circle. And now I think we'll put our gold one. Do we want the gold one that way or on this side? It is shiny, huh? I just want to make sure that our animals show up. So I think I'm going to put it under instead of over. So let's put that guy kind of like that. And that one kind of like that. Okay, and then we'll put our last little animal on. I like the gold leaf too. I think it's kind of fun. I was trying to figure out, oh, thank you, Jenny. Oh, Donna, thank you. Gosh, I looked away for a minute and I got a bunch of comments. Yeah, I think there are a lot of fun things. It's always so fun to play. It's one thing to see everything on the paper and kind of think of how things might be a good idea, but it's a lot more fun once you have them come to life and you see how they work. And I think we're going to use some, if I have any left, I might be out, but I think I have some black foam. I'm hoping that I do. Some black foam dots, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it. That would be a great time for those, but since I don't have them, we'll just move on. Looks like it's time to, between the pixie spray and black foam, my goodness, I need to check my supplies. So I'm just going to stick this on and then we'll take off what we don't want. I kind of want it, I kind of like that. Let's see. I was going to put it over the top. I think we'll put it on the bottom instead. And we'll cut it off a little bit. Maybe right there. It's got a weird little piece. So let's take the weird piece off. Well, that piece is getting weirder as I'm missing. Let me just cut it this way. There we go. And we'll cut off this little guy. Okay. Oops, moved my whole thing. Let's find, oh, that is so not straight. Hang on, guys. Bear with me for a second. The glue's still wet. The glue is still wet. We're okay. All right, I think that's better. we need a card base. And this is one of our pre-scored, pre-cut card bases, which I love. Okay, so we will stick that on there. And then we can start thinking about some embellishments and a sentiment, and we will have this pretty well together. This card is very unusual for me because it's done in so many neutral colors. I usually use bright colors, but this is a good thing to experiment with. Sometimes it's good to push out of your comfort zone a little bit and play. I think I want to see what rose gold embossing powder would look like on those animals on craft. Ooh, I bet that would be really pretty. Like iced animal crackers. Oh, I love that. Oh, thanks, Gina. Oh, let's see. I think I missed a comment. Donna, let me scroll down. Hang on one sec. Love that gold leaf. So pretty. Oh, thank you. Okay. Looking for my black twine really quick because I feel like it needs a little something like that. What is this connected to? Well, I'm pulling on this twine and it's apparently a different roll, so hang on one sec. We'll just stuff that right back where it was. Okay. So I'm just going to tie a double bow.
It needs a pop of red splatter as the cheetah eats the zebra.
Darren, no. You're such a boy. Darren said it needed some red splatter as the food chain works its way through. He's misbehaving again. All right, let's see. Do we want that there? Want that there? I kind of like it either way. But I think maybe that side. Do you like that? Hi, Candy. How are you? Oh, Candy, we're not done quite yet. We're getting there, but we're not quite done. So you're all good. We're glad you're here. So I'm just going to grab a little glue dot and add our little thing there, our little bow. And then we need a sentiment, and I think we need some gold, like some kind of blingy thing. So let's do, I want to do our conversation clippings. I love conversation clippings. They just make it so easy. I think we'll use black. So let's check out what we've got. I think Walk on the Wild Side seems appropriate for this one. With all those animals looking like they're walking. Just need to trim a little bit more off of this side. Sorry, I know that part's off camera, but I promise I'm just trimming. Not very exciting. Okay, so we can put it up here. Oops. Trim off the little jagged edges.
Jenny says convo clips are her favorite.
Oh, I love conversation clippings too. Aren't they awesome? They're so convenient. Okay, we can put it there. We can put it in the center. I feel like it needs to be, I like it better at the top. But do I like it better in the center? I think I do. What do you guys think? While you're telling me that, I'm going to find something gold we can put on there. I definitely think we need some gold little dots or something. Let's see where I've got those.
Top center for the win.
Top center for the win. Okay, top center win. All right, now I just got to figure out where I put my bin. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm thinking maybe those. Let's use some of these. So I'll just put a few of our dots on. That's a little far away. And maybe all right, so we just need to pop this up. I know I have a microphone. That's awesome. All right, now if you wanted to, you could even splash a little bit of aqua pigment, splatter that, obviously before you've got your card all the way put together, but I am liking this card. Now, see how flat this is? I think it always looks nice when you kind of add a little more dimension. Just a little bit. You don't need to have a ton, but typically you would want to do it before you've got your card all the way assembled. But, you know, I like to do things the hard way, apparently. All right, I think we've got it. So you can see all that fun texture that you get from the embossing powder. Just so fun. Oh, thank you, Donna. All right. Well, we finished kind of quick, but that's okay. I am going to, oh, thank you, sis. Thanks, Sue. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and, oh, I was going to say flip the camera. I'm not used to Darren being able to do that. It's so nice now that Darren can control all that for me. It's one less thing I have to worry about. He's so good. I don't thank him enough. Darren, thank you very much for all that you do. You always make this all happen so smooth for me, and I appreciate you very much. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching. And I had so much fun with you guys, and I always do. And I always appreciate how kind you are. And I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day too, Kelly. I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend. Whether or not you're a mother, I hope that you will join me again next Friday. And if you can, I hope you'll join me for Create Your Own Ending. All right. Have a good night, guys.